Hi guys. All right, today is the 20th. Today is Friday, so I'm going to go over our math. So we are on page, right here, on page 18. So on page 18 today, let me put me over here. Today we learned how to multiply a 3-digit by a 1-digit. So here, this is the same process as we did yesterday with the 2-digit by 1-digit, where we put it in expanded form, we created our box, we multiplied each of these and added those partial products. So today's the same, it's just with an extra digit. So there's one additional box. So first step, you take your 315 and you break it down to 300 plus 10 plus 5 times 2. And we're putting all that in the parentheses so that it stays together, because this is where we got our 315. If we added that back up, we would still get 315. Then we write it and we make our box underneath. Everywhere we have those plus signs, we put our line down and we put our 2 on the side adjacent to that 315. Then when we're here in this box right here, we're going to look up. Whoop, get my pencil. We're going to look up and over. So 300 times 2. Then when we're in this box here, we're going to look up to the 10 and over to the 2. So 10 times 2, which is 20. Here in this box, we're going to look up to the 5 and all the way over to the 2. So keep going that up and over, and 5 times 2 is 10. Then we took 600, 20, and 10 and added them all together, and that gave us our 630. So we did a couple problems there together. And then we did this one together as well, 962 times 8. So again, same process, breaking it down into that expanded form, creating our box, looking up and over to create those multiplication sentences, and finding that product. Then we found all of these, or they're called partial products because they're part of the product. We added them together for our final total. So there's some extra ones here for students to continue to practice. And then here they had a quiz and a video here as well that they could watch over 3-digit by 1-digit. So the quiz is on Google Classroom. So right here, Friday math quiz. So they did that. Then for let me go back to, oh, right, there it is. All right, let me go out of here. All right, for reading, so that assignment can be turned in for Seesaw since we finished that now. For reading, we went to here. Let this load. All right, so here again, finishing up with this week, we've been talking about cause and effect. So something happens, and then whatever that cause is, something's going to follow. That's the effect. All right, so all the way down on the bottom, or actually we went through and we made sure that everything was done. So each story had a summary and then questions to go with it and cause and effect. So we reviewed what we had learned with cause and effect. And then we had just a Thanksgiving story about wild turkeys, and students answered the questions. So it was just 5 questions there, and then did some vocabulary, and then they turned that in when they were done. And then their quiz on cause and effect is right here. So Friday reading cause and effect quiz. So they need to complete that. Then in writing today, all right, so here, so with writing, we also finished up this assignment. So we went over and reviewed everything that we covered this week. And then at the bottom, students just had a fun little writing prompt here. On Thanksgiving Day, our turkey opened the oven and said, so I gave them some time to write. And then we did lots of sharing our stories, and then just reviewing kind of what we went through this week and making sure that was all done and complete. And then we turned that in. And then for science, all right, so for science today, all right, so again, we reviewed what we covered this week, reviewed what it means when we're talking about natural resources and how we can have some that are renewable, meaning that they can be replaced within our lifetime. So things like water and plants and the solar energy and animals, things like that. And non-renewable, that non part means not renewable. So these things cannot be replaced within our lifetime. These are our fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas. And so we watched this video here. And this video, we stopped at a point and we were talking about how a lot of like the majority of the energy that we're using each day. What is that dot? Okay, there's some weird dot on my screen. All right, now it's on my mouth. Now it's on my nose. Ah! All right. Anyways, so the main energy that we're using, we're powering the majority of our stuff that we use from these fossil fuels that are non-renewable. And so this video is reinforcing that, okay, we need a plan because those are not going to last forever. They're eventually we know that those are going to, run out. And so talking about some different, do that somewhere else. Talking about how we can come up with some solutions and solve this problem, but it was talking about these wind farms and things like that, and solar panels and different things like that. They're not completely without fault. There are some downsides, but overall everything is really positive. So looking at different ways that we can get our energy that is not harming our earth and is not using up all of our non-renewable resources. So we watched this and talked about that. And then again, we went through and reviewed what each page is and needs to be turned in and everything, or what needs to be completed. And then we had quizzes in every subject today. So again, natural right here, renewable and non-renewable resources. This Friday, science, we did that. And then, so pretty much everything under this week 14, this little avocado here, everything in week 14 needs to be complete. So homophones, the writing, its and its, the social studies is what we did after that, the math quiz, the reading and science quiz. So everything in this Google Classroom needs to be all completed and was due today. And then ignore these due dates. I put them longer so that the quiz doesn't expire so fast in case anybody wanted to make corrections, but everything for week 14 is due today. So ignore these due dates. It's just so I don't have to keep opening the quiz up in case anybody wants to make any corrections. So let me go back to Seesaw. So we turn this in, turn mine in. And then social studies was just going over the last page. So there were 4 different pages for social studies. And then we had Fun Friday activities. There was 8 pages of different things students could pick from. And then we also had a group doing some coding, and they were helping each other out with that. And then this tutorials paper or pages there, this is what the kids did in tutorials. I'm assigning it to everybody just in case anybody that's not in tutorials would like some extra practice. If they do it, I will check over your answers and make sure you're doing well on that. So that's there. If not, once the next tutorial comes around, I'll take it off, so don't worry about that. And then, so science should be turned in, writing week 14, the reading week 14, the math week 14, and of course everything before, any weeks before, all that. So all these that say 14, make sure those were due today. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and that is it. All right, thanks guys.